Well, welcome back to Gridiron TV and welcome back to the Pathfinders. Michael, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Al.
So, congratulations, first of all. You made it through the quarterfinals with a comfortable looking victory against Oxford. Can you tell us how the game went?
It was a tough game. We started out pretty sloppy on offense. Our defense stepped up and played some really good ball in the first half. A lot of that sloppiness had to do with the fact that the Oxford's got an incredibly good defense, very strong, very physical. We kind of got our feet underneath us and was able to put some points on the board with nice special teams. Punt return by Chris Parr that got us a little bit of a lead, and we went from there.
And what was it like facing a team outside of who you've been playing all year? How did it compare as well to the Division 2 East teams that you've been playing?
I got a chance to watch Oxford play Bournemouth. I think it was the second time they played them this year. I was impressed. Oxford has a very good defense, like I said, but their O-line's really impressive. Very big, very strong. They run right at you, and they run at you the entire game. So you got to be prepared for something like that. I thought that they'd be a tough side to go against. It's hard to tell, though. I think we're kind of fortunate coming from the East. The East is an incredibly tough conference to play in. It's uber competitive, and it's a very physical brand of football. So it prepares us to go into games against teams that, you get most of your scouting and everything off film. And you kind of, you can have a game plan going in, but you got to be ready for anything that comes up against a team of that caliber. They earned their record. They played well during the year, and we knew it was going to be a challenge.
And you now move on to the semi-final, but this time you're facing a team that you know well by now, the Saxons. You played them earlier in the year, twice back to back. How do you think? First of all, how do you think the Pathfinders have changed since the first encounters?
I would say it's been pretty dramatic. We talked before in another interview where we had a real difficult start to our season. Had a real tough time getting guys to show up. We don't really know why. We ended up losing two of our core players to two of our rival teams, one to the Saxons and one to the Blue Raiders. It was a difficult time for us. So when we started this year, we were way behind the curve. It was a little concerning, but we knew we had the talent to play. It was just a matter of when and when it would happen. So when we played the Saxons the first couple games, the first games we got our butts handed to us. We deserved to lose like that. And to be quite honest with you, I take pretty much the responsibility for that one as the quarterback and the OC. My game plan was horrible, and I played horrible. And if my memory serves me correctly, it was 6-0 at halftime to the Saxons. Our defense played really well, but we were turning the ball over, making bad decisions on my part. And when you leave your defense on the field that long against a good team, you pay the price. The second game the following week, we had a good week of prep, and we played better. I wouldn't say we played great, but we played better. We fumbled the ball twice in the red zone in the fourth quarter, and we had a touchdown that we thought was good, called out. And, those are the breaks. But when two good teams play each other, as you well know, it's the team that makes the least amount of mistakes that's going to win the game. And they did on that day. So what ended up happening at that time, we played Watford the following week, and which was one of our big rival games. And I think something just kind of clicked, and we started to hit a stride, and we started to play the type of ball I expected this team to play. The defense really stepped up their game, and they've been dominant defense finally than we were those first couple of games. That was years ago, in my opinion, and they don't hold a lot of weight going into this game against the Saxons.
So as you mentioned, the teams made a turnaround, and looking forward to this weekend's game. How do you see that going? Do you think it'll be obviously a much closer affair than the last two?
Who knows? They know what they got coming to them. We know what we got coming to us, and it's hard for me to say it will be a close game. I have no idea. I mean, we'll see what happens when we get out there. I'm trying to decide what type of game plan we want to go with, and I'm sure they're doing the same. And I know it's going to be a battle. I know it's going to be incredibly physical. I know it's going to be incredibly aggressive, and it's going to be the best type of football to play. I think there's really no other way to play it. Um, I think a lot of people have us going in as underdogs in this game, and that's absolutely fine if you're going off stats and records and stuff like that. But yeah, come Sunday, it's on, and the Pathfinders are ready to play. I know the Saxons are ready to play, and it's going to be a great game of football on Sunday, and it's going to be a good representation of the type of football that can be played in this country.
Definitely, it's really looking to be an incredibly exciting match, and I know a lot of people from around the country will be paying attention to it. So good luck for the weekend, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Alan. I appreciate it.